Hi stock investors, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, more reaction to the supposed Tesla Robotaxi delay. It looks like that's happening. Elon Musk hasn't really responded yet as far as I know. Kathy Wood in another video I made talking about it as a positive thing. So she seems to think it's definitely happening. So this one, Tesla investors shouldn't fret about a Robotaxi delay, says an analyst from Deepwater Asset Management. Same one as Gene Munster, same company that I've already reacted to that. He doesn't think it's a problem. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what they say here.
Tesla stock has been on a tear. Its 11 consecutive winning sessions helped the EV maker regain all of its lost ground so far this year until today. Tesla's Robotaxi.
This is not a new clip, obviously, where that went down over 8.44% there on the screen there, and then it went up a little bit the next day, recovered a little bit, but that's where we're at now. It's about to be Monday. We've had the political violence in the US, which is really not great, so that's taken over the talk, no doubt, on Monday in the session that's going to take over the market, see what happens. And Elon Musk come out and supported Donald Trump officially as well over the weekend, so that's another thing that's happened with Tesla. So let's get on with it.
The event, one of the drivers behind that stock's recent run-up, has reportedly now been delayed by 2 months, sinking the stock back into negative territory for the year. Joining me now is Doug Clinton, Deepwater Asset Management Managing Partner. Doug, it is great to have you on the show. So let's dive right into this headline, Doug. So reportedly, maybe Elon Musk thinking of delaying this Robotaxi event, Doug, to October. In your opinion, you know this company so well. Big deal? No deal? How do you see it, Doug?
Well, Josh, the first thing I would say is nothing is official in Tesla land until you hear it from Elon himself, because what sort of led to this event in the first place was a Reuters report several months ago that the Model 2 was going to be canceled. Elon said that that is false, and then he followed up saying that we're going to have a Robotaxi event in August. We haven't seen Elon tweet anything yet. I just checked before we jumped on air here.
I don't think he said anything yet either. So usually when he wants to deny something, he does it really quickly, but he hasn't. So and he's been, as I said, even Kathy Wood seems to think it's a delay.
He hasn't said anything about the event yet. So who knows what could happen? But let's say that the event is delayed, in fact, to October. In my view, what the stock has been doing more recently is it's been reflecting the hype and the excitement that investors are having for Tesla and what might come in terms of this Robotaxi and what that ultimately might mean for the model. And Tesla
run up a lot last month, about 50%. It's an incredible run that's had after lagging for a long time. Of course, nowhere near that 400, over 400 it got to in late 2021 just yet. Will it get there, depending on this event that it eventually happens?
Tesla, more than any other stock, is such a powerful religion. And I think that investors, as they see these new products coming, not just the Robotaxi in October, but probably a few new vehicles as well, I think people are starting to figure out what could this mean to our models. And they were sort of front-running potentially some changes in terms of how analysts and investors think about that business.
He did refer to it as a religion there, or a cult. I mean, back in the day, Apple was also referred to like that. You know, when the iPhone came out, people were camping outside stores. So it's not a new thing, a cult stock. As Charlie Munger said before he died, I don't want to buy Tesla. And he was complimentary about Elon Musk doing amazing things, but he said, I wouldn't want to buy Tesla, but I wouldn't want to short it either. And that's because it can it can really run up like 50% in a month. We see it even though it's a massive market cap.
And Doug, when you talk about robotaxis, though, I mean, it's such a long-term goal in some sense, Doug. I mean, wouldn't it be a very long time before you would see any, real meaningful financial impact from that?
Sure.
I do think that's probably realistic. And it's funny, I mean, going into the event, actually, given Tesla's track record, but also just what they do. I mean, they solve really hard physical real world problems. And they're maybe one of the best companies in the world at it, but often their timelines are a little bit optimistic. They often miss their timelines. It's just a normal thing with Tesla.
It's true. The Cybertruck, the last thing was, of course, the Cybertruck rollout, which was delayed. The semi-trucks also, a lot of things, most things are delayed. So, we sort of can, if we can count on anything with Tesla, is to get the job done. They have done that, but not on the schedule that the optimistic schedule that Elon wants. But Robotaxi is a new thing. It's hard. It's definitely a difficult thing to get out and then scale up to get decent revenue at all from here.
Going into this event, I sort of assumed whatever date they put on their launch of the Robotaxi, you might want to add 6 to 12 months to. And then if you think beyond that, to the point of your question, Josh, when does it actually start impacting the model? Tesla has a really large business already in terms of selling cars. They obviously have several 100,000 FSD subscribers as well. And so the Robotaxi business would have to get to a pretty decent scale to really start having some impact, meaningful impact on the model. So I think we could still be in a situation where even if the Robotaxi launches, let's say late next year or early in 26, the real impact to the model might still be a few years beyond that. Even investors will start to discount some of that into the model, but we will have to be patient before seeing real numbers in it.
I'm also, Doug, curious while I have you, just switch gears a little bit, get your take on X.
It seems sensible about that in terms of the timeline that'll actually ramp up. There are a lot of Tesla kind of pumpers out there, Tesla YouTube channel pumpers that are just sort of seeing it going to the moon pretty quickly, very optimistic. But the actual numbers, if you think about what's involved in trying to get this going, they've got to make the car, which hasn't been revealed yet. They've got to make it in the factory and then get it working. And this just seems like such a long time to get things actually going till the point where there's substantial revenue from it. But who knows? Could be wrong. By the way, this is not investment advice. I'm not giving that here one way or the other. You need to do your own work on that. This is just for entertainment and general education purposes. And so let's get into more of what this analyst from Deepwater thinks.
XAI. I'm just curious. So this is Musk's AI startup. I'm just, as you think about that, Doug, that AI startup, what is Musk up to there? What do you think his objective is? What's he trying to achieve? He does have, he's got a lot of data at his disposal, Doug.
He does, and Deepwater, in full disclosure, is an investor actually in XAI. We're very excited.
Okay, so they're an investor in XAI. They managed to, so they're definitely got to be bullish on pretty much anything that Elon Musk is doing if they've gone in early on XAI with Musk.
Doug, that's interesting. Why? Why did you invest?
We share the vision that I think that Elon has kind of proposed for what XAI is all about, which is sort of to be this maximally truth-seeking AI. And to be maximally truth-seeking, I think you have to really have a deep respect for figuring out, the sciences, figuring out physics. And if you think about who in the world has done the most to figure out things, physical problems, like we just talked about, it's Tesla, it's SpaceX, and it's Elon. And so I think he's probably in a different and more unique position than some of these other companies like a Google, like an OpenAI, who are great in the digital space, but they're sort of amateurs in the physical space. I think that's where the real opportunity is for XAI.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. It's true that Elon Musk has been involved in production of physical things, atoms, as Peter Thiel's talked about, the world of atoms. SpaceX, definitely rockets, if you think about it. There's a lot of criticism of Elon and Tesla, but he has managed to make rockets land backwards and be reusable. Launches happening all the time, real production line of rockets, taking electric cars from nothing to where they are today to be really a big thing in the world. And next, he's focused on AI and FSD. Can they pull it off? Can they pull a rabbit out of the hat? We'll have to see.
And finally, Doug, I'm just interested to get your take on another big name, which, like Tesla, has had a nice run here, Apple.
Okay, more Apple, talking about Apple. We'll leave that there because I just wanted to hear about and talk about Tesla. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that it's no big deal, this delay, this Robotaxi delay? Or do you think there's something going on here that they just... was it too rushed? Did Elon just mouth off again like he does and then tell the engineers later and they're scrambling to get something together again? It's been a long time, nearly a decade where he said it's, FSD's coming, it's coming, and then now Robotaxi's on top of that. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And on screen now, I'm going to put a video to what YouTube thinks that you should watch next. It's pretty good. Go and see that. He's pretty good at choosing things, isn't it? The algorithm. So go and see that. And if you want to, and also put a subscription link. Subscribe to this channel. Relatively new channel here. I've done quite a couple of videos a day here for 6 days a week so far. So if you want to follow along at, me reacting to latest news about this sort of thing, these kind of things about Tesla have been popular. So probably go and have a look at the channel and see more of that if you want to. And thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.